All right. For those of you who are joining us from the previous match, welcome back. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We're just now starting game two between Zeb316 and Bonus as part of the Super Metroid Triple Bingo tournament. I'm Glove, and once again, I'm joined by Derp.
Howdy, howdy. See when we can get the card revealed.
Should be
Race
fairly.
has started in the race time room. We're just waiting for the race to start on stream. Shout out to Bonus for using the 15-second runoff timer so we see exactly when it starts. You'll love to see it. So, this card, oh boy. I already see a lot of silly stuff. I will
Yeah.
not lie to you.
Shoutouts to Spring Ball in the center tile.
Shoutouts to X-Ray and X-Ray plus Skip Grapple.
Ooh, I
That's
love
an
X-Ray.
interesting combination. I know you're a big fan of the
Yeah.
X-ray strats without grapple beam.
Yeah, I know Zeb is capable of the X-ray D boost. I forget if Bonus is.
Personally, I'm a fan of just getting a bunch of movement items and E-tanks and just jumping across, but we'll
Yeah.
see what the runners decide to do if they go for that.
Yeah, it all depends on what else you're doing. I think X-ray deboost is really good in the situation where you're doing wreck ship first. Then when you're going back down Red Tower, you have that gravity suit, so like dying isn't really a concern.
You could also... Oh, I don't know if I like that route, actually. You could, if you wanted to do X-ray, you could also get the Spring Ball and Skip Grapple tile with column 5. So like row 1, column 5, and then something with the middle row. But I don't know if I actually like that. Or middle tile, rather. Both runners having a 43 escape. Definitely, probably not their best, but as we've said many times before, it is bingo. You're not usually thinking about your series time.
Yeah, this card is weird. We have a, basically collect 11 between E-tanks and reserve tanks.
I think collection heavy cards are much worse than exploration heavy cards.
Mm-hmm.
So cards like this where there's all these tiles where it's like, oh, collect a bunch of power bombs, collect a bunch of E-tanks, collect a bunch of missiles. It just feels so much worse because there's no way to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a card of a bunch of exploration, like there are ways to route it where you can actually have really nice routes.
Yeah.
Whereas
We also. Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
I was just gonna say with a bunch of when you have to pick up a bunch of missiles, it just makes things a lot slower.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of making things slower, we have 3 different collect only one of tiles. We have collect only one of Ice Beam or High Jump, only one of Wave or Charge, and only one of Ice Beam or Speed Booster.
Yeah, plus the 2 collect items and skip grapple beam.
Ugh.
And the plasma beam and skip space jump. This is awful.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm in the commentator seat for this one.
Yeah, the runners are going to have to carefully plan out which items they pick up and do not pick up. There isn't a whole lot of room to just pick up every item in your way. And that also makes the card a lot harder than normal. Usually, you can just pick up safety items and movement items just because they make the game faster, but in this case, it's like, well, if I want that spring ball, maybe I don't want to pick up high jump so I can get ice. And if I get ice, then I also can't get speed. If I don't get speed, then I'm slow. I don't know. I can't finish in a shine spark. A lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, or otherwise, I want to skip that ice so I can have access to high jump boots and speed, but then that means I have to get grapple beam, which means I can't get collect spring ball and skip grapple beam.
I think there's a
Or
very real
X-ray and
world
skip
where we
grapple.
see Zeb doing a Crystal Flash Clip to Spring Ball again.
Yeah, that's potentially really powerful on this card.
Yeah, with Ice being maybe not as optimal with the amount of items you would have to skip to get it, if you're going for those tiles, of course. And Grapple also being not recommended. I don't know, what are you seeing? Because I'm still not really seeing a whole lot. Like row 1, column 5. I'm a lot less comfortable with Crystal Flash Clip than Zeb is, so I'm not sure what I would pair with those two.
I don't know. Top left, top left, bottom right doesn't seem awful potentially. Depending on again, if you can Crystal Flash Clip into Spring Ball, looking at it more, I think that actually is very good. If not,
I kind of like row 3 with that, although it does lock you out of speed.
mm-hmm.
It's you can go back to Kraid. You'd have to farm all the way back up to get Crystal Flash ammo. Or well, I guess in this scenario, I'm thinking of a non-Crystal Flash Clip route. It's weird. It's weird no matter how you look at it. Chat pointing out row 1 and column 1. You have to go all the way to Plasma. I feel like with this card, you really don't want to be going all the way through Meridia, especially since that's really the only tile. I guess there's Defeat Dragon.
I'm looking. Maybe like a.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem with doing the route I said. I kind of missed the Defeat Dragon tile in row 1. You would have to do that without ice or speed. Man. Maybe instead of row 1, you do TLBR, yeah.
Row 4, maybe?
Row 4 is not great.
Yeah. I don't like picking up all those missiles.
Yeah, I'm looking at TLBR column 5 for a 3, but I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I can understand that. Weird card.
Absolutely. We do see Zeb picking up the reserve and the missiles back here.
Yeah, so maybe column 3.
Yeah, potentially. That would mean column 3, and he's not planning on picking up missiles in Norfair. So no row 4, column 4, TLBR. And if that's the case, then he's definitely looking at something else than I am. But like I said, he is a lot more capable of doing the Crystal Flash Clip than I am, as we saw from the last race. So, I think it's very likely that he's planning on doing that again.
There are 4 missile packs in Lower Norfair. GT, Mickey Mouse, Hoda Ruby, and 3 Musketeers.
Yeah, so if you're doing 50, then you generally want to be picking up all but one of the missiles in Upper Norfair, and usually the one that you'll skip is the Crumble Shaft Room missile. But there are some other viable ones, depending on your route. Could potentially skip Cathedral if you're not planning on going straight to Bubble Mountain. Well, I don't know. I guess you can't really get to... And for some reason, I'm in randomizer mindset where you could actually do that. Turns out Speed Booster is in Norfair, and you have to go through the one route in Norfair that isn't or is accessible without Speed Booster.
Yeah,
I don't know.
pretty.
It's awkward.
Yeah, Cathedral Skip is pretty advanced.
Illegal tech. I don't know. You could like, can you like G mode to it somewhere? I don't know.
Oh, probably actually. I think
Hey, you're
those.
getting the X-ray.
Yeah, I think those blocks in Frog Speedway. I think you can Gmod through those.
Yeah, the other missile I was thinking about that you'll see skipped pretty often is the Croc escape missile. So
Ugh.
either the one entering Croc from an awkward way or the one exiting Croc from an awkward way is the one you'll generally see people skip.
Yeah, really the missile pack that makes me wish right-facing green gate glitch was a thing.
Don't we all? Looks like Zeb is going up first. At least going to be getting the power bombs. I think he'll probably commit for this. Although there really isn't like any wreck ship tiles on this card.
Yeah.
So he's just doing this for better routing, I suppose.
Could you could you do a route where you... I don't think you can skip wreck ship.
Yeah,
That's
you're not
just
skipping
too much
gravity.
seamless stuff.
What this signals to me, and once again, I might be reading into this a little bit too much, but this looks like Zeb is planning on not picking up movement items if he's doing wreck ship early, because if he's planning on doing wreck ship later, he would want to be picking up the movement items in Norfair.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, Zeb is planning on doing these now because he's not going to have better ways to do it later, because he's not planning on picking up high jumper speed.
Yeah, so I guess he just really wants that ice beam potentially. Although, well, that's kind of interesting from him in particular, right after seeing that Crystal Flash clip.
Chat pointing out there is wreck ship reserve tank, which both of these runners cannot get. Looks like bonus is also going up first. But both of these runners cannot get that item without speed booster.
Yeah.
So we're likely not going to be seeing that, but I don't think we were going to be seeing that anyways. Maybe BLTR wouldn't have been the worst decision, but it's also not the best.
Yeah, I think...
Zeb getting that first try HBJ again.
Nice.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I think BLTR isn't awful. Like, I think this is potentially one of those cards where, like, you find a... Like, if you're in the mindset of one of the runners, you try to find a combination of 3 lines that is halfway decent, and you just instantly commit to that.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the other 2 lines with Wreck Ship Reserve, because they both have Dragon, and I think in this card, with all the other stuff you need to do, you really don't want to be also going all the way to Dragon.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing one of these rows that denies you access to some of the movement items. You really don't want to be. You don't want to be going to Dragon without speed, for example. Like, even if you ice clip, obviously that's pretty easy, but then you're having a very slow trek all the way through Meridia. It's not what you want to do if you're trying to complete the card quickly.
Yeah, if I'm doing a movement item light bingo run, then I'm sort of trying to do like as much early game area stuff as possible, like Upper Norfair and Wrecked Ship and whatnot, because like Lower Norfair and Meridia are both miserable without movement.
Yeah, Meridia without movement items, it's a tricky situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's like everything there is eminently doable. Like gravity jumps can really put in overtime, but that's really slow.
Yeah, we got the low ice player himself, Kip. Kip, unmute for a second. What are your thoughts on the suit list or the movement item list, Meridia. He's not gonna do it. I'm sad.
Tragic.
So of course, an allusion to the fact that he thinks the idea of doing it with no items is so bad that he's not even gonna comment.
I am doing my absolute best to not miss an item and manage my dog at the same time, so I'm just gonna not provide any analysis.
Oh, bonus! Oh my goodness.
He's got the
needs
reserve.
to-
He's fine. Well, he's fine. Okay. Should be safe from here.
And that's really just a perfect representation of Gauntlet. Oh, he's fine. Oh, well, actually, no, he's fine.
Yeah, that acid will deal
Yeah.
damage very quickly. Looks like Zeb's actually going to be committing to the wreck ship E-tank this time. I think he's planning on doing that energy tanks and reserve tanks tile.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up Brinstar Reserve as well. Not sure what that means exactly for his routes. Potentially looking at a row or a column 3. Don't think he's looking at row 2. He's can't really get the reserve.
Yeah. I wonder how much of a difference it does make time-wise getting the reserve early like this versus post-gravity.
Zeb skip charge, right?
I think so.
Okay. I'd probably rather pick up charge than wave in this situation, but yeah, he's probably looking at that column 3 to pair with something.
Yeah, I feel like most of Wave's benefit happens when you do also have charge. So I almost always read that like collect only one of Wave and charge as skip Wave.
Yeah, that is generally the case unless there is exactly skip charge on the card, which there is not. So hard to say.
Nice attic.
Very nice attic. Bonus, a little bit less healthy than he was last run. Only wanted that second criteria E-tank and Gauntlet. But he is across the moat and on to face Fantoon. Chat saying somebody in this race has charge, but who could it be?
So to answer a question in chat, if a tile says skip X item, it means when the card, like when bingo is over and you have finished your card, you cannot have that item. So
Yes,
like
yeah.
you don't have to look at Space Jump and then walk away or anything. You just have to never get it.
And you can't like get plasma and then go back for Space Jump. Not that you would ever want to do that in the first
Ugh.
place. But if for some reason you had a route where you wanted to, you can't do it.
All right, both of our players have now made it past Fantoon. With the additional Gauntlet tank, not too much trouble there. Like bonus had a total of 3 tanks here, and at that point you end up pretty healthy.
Yeah, apparently both of our runners do have charge. I don't know if Kip went back and looked at the VODs or not.
Okay.
I'll take his word for it though. Like I said, shout out to Kip doing tracking, also taking care of dog, apparently. Shout outs to Sam, Kip's dog. Great dog.
Very
sure.
good dog.
So bonus, gonna be picking up the right side supers. I believe we saw Zeb skip that.
Mm-hmm. I guess this is just for 15 plus super missiles.
Yeah, he's planning on getting 50
Or 20
supers.
plus.
I think either way, he's probably not planning on picking up Brinstar supers, if that's how he's routing this. Which I think is fine. We'll see what he decides to do, though.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're doing E-Tank, like if you are doing any of the other collections basically, then you're probably getting at least one super from Eticoons. Because I mean, Eticoons also has an E-Tank and a power bomb pack. Like it really just gets you everything.
Maybe bonus is doing the opposite of what I thought. Instead of doing none of the Dragon tiles, he's doing all of them.
Interesting. Just like hard commit to late Meridia.
Well, yeah, he's close, or he's getting the tiles for row 1, column 2. Actually, I assume you'd be doing row 1, row 2, because you don't really want to go to screw attack.
Yeah.
You could do like row 1, row 2, row 5, as silly as that sounds. Actually, no, he can't get the reserve. Maybe he is doing column 2.
Yeah, I don't hate screw attack in and of itself, but when you combine it with having to skip, or having to potentially skip high jump boots and or speed, at that point it gets so much slower.
Yeah, you would have to bomb jump out of the screw attack area, as well as doing a high jumpless gravity jump, which isn't too hard, but it is a little bit trickier, especially if you're not planning on picking up Varia. Looks like Zeb is into his Brinstar cleanup, so once again signaling that row, or that column 3, which I mentioned he was probably doing. Getting those Brinstar supers and plenty of E-tanks.
Yeah, you see Brinstar cleanup show up pretty often in Triple Bingo. It's just really nice if you're doing pretty much any collection, Brinstar has stuff for you.
Yeah, Brinstar has, what, like 30 power bombs and 30 super missiles or something? Or, well,
Something like that.
Brinstar plus wreck ship supers. You can actually get to 30 without ever going into Meridia or Norfair, I believe.
Well, so Wreck Ship has 10 supers and Brinstar has 15, so that's 25.
Yeah, I guess there's Criteria Super, which you're probably not going to be doing.
Yeah.
But you can get... The point is, you can get to very high ammo counts without ever entering the other areas of the game just by doing Brinstar cleanup. And of course, there's a whole bunch of supers in Meridia that you can get early on if you want to do that as well. With that gravity suit, obviously they don't have a collect a bunch of super missiles tile in particular, but they do have early Meridia access.
Yeah.
Not sure what they want to do with it, if anything. Meridia Reserve might see some action this race, actually, just for the E-Tanks and Reserves tile.
Yeah, it's an annoying one, but like, even including reserves, if you have to collect 11 tanks, you can't be too picky.
Bonus, not going to the X-Ray just yet. Going down. Maybe bonus isn't going for row 1. Like, the criteria E-tanks aren't necessarily indicative of row 1. He could just potentially be going for the extra E-tank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. And obviously picking up charge doesn't really show anything either.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still have no idea what the runners are doing.
Yeah.
Zeb's doing column 3. That's my insight at this point. Should
Yeah,
be all the
maybe.
Brimstar Supers, though.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, bonus going for the Norfair map station. Look at this.
Interesting.
There's a few things you can pair with this. I don't particularly like any of them, but
I think especially if you're doing Deep Meridia anyway, row 5 is not the worst. I like Space Jump a lot, but you can get by without it.
so maybe he's planning on picking up high jump and speed and not picking up ice. Just not going to
Yeah, I mean,
potentially not going to spring ball, or if he is going to spring ball, just getting grapple and not doing that. Well, no, because it looks like he's doing row 1. Otherwise, I'm not sure what the Spazer does. Could just be a safety item, to be fair.
yeah. I mean, especially since he's potentially skipping wave.
Yeah, if he's planning on doing Batoon and Dragon, just having the extra beam strength is nice. Is he skipping wave, though? Does he need to? Actually?
Well, if he's doing row 1.
Yeah, I guess he is probably doing row 1, column 1. I wonder what his last row is, then. Or his last line. Probably the row 5.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like row 1 column run, row 5. I think that's fine.
In that case, he's actually closer to done than he looks, I think. Could also do row 3.
Yeah. If he's doing column 1, he'll have to route back in that X-ray scope at some point. Maybe
Yeah,
just
but
when he has more tanks.
he has to do it at
And
some
speed
point
and
regardless.
high jump, yeah. I mean, once you have speed and high jump, you don't really need any like special techniques exactly to do X-ray. You just have to know where to do your running jumps from.
Yeah, it's also technically possible that he's doing column 2. And honestly, it wouldn't be unreasonable. It's just a little awkward to get screw attack. You see Zeb going for the X-ray.
Let's see it.
As the gravity suit, so even if he doesn't get the strat here, it'll be a lot slower, but it won't really be that dangerous. Of course, this is not randomizer. Gravity suit does have the full 75% spike
Nicely
damage reduction,
done.
but he does get the strat anyways. Very nicely done from Zeb.
Yeah, the thing with X-ray deboost is once you sort of understand all the working components of it and how they come together, it's actually a very lenient trick. You just have to understand, like you have to learn how to adapt to micro mistakes and whatnot.
Well, bonus got the speed booster, and that's all he wanted.
Interesting.
Looks like. I don't actually think he's going for ice or speed. I think he just wanted the speed booster for better movement.
Yeah.
In which case, I think it's fine. I'm surprised he didn't get the Rexship Reserve, though. But I guess he's not going for that tile. So yeah, column 1, row 1, probably row 5. Looks like he's gonna go get X-ray first.
I think this makes sense.
I don't think it makes a huge difference either way. Actually,
Yeah.
this does make sense to do it now because you. Well, I guess you could potentially route to the top of Red Tower out of Meridia.
Yeah.
And then do it on the way down. I think this probably goes a little bit better though. It's hard to say.
Yeah. I don't know. If I can get myself out of doing an additional Hellway, I would like to.
Fair enough, honestly. Looks like Bonus is just going to use high jump and speed to jump his way across. He's got plenty of energy, so shouldn't be in any trouble.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the power of that gravity suit.
Vanilla gravity suit. Turns out, very strong item. There's a reason it's nerfed in randomizer. Also, just having the full movement package with high jump and speed. Obviously, that's not full movement items, but having those two items just allows you so much more movement options.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, anytime you see that where it's like collect ice or high jump boots or ice or speed, generally, the only reason you're collecting ice is because you need it for something very specific. Like in this case, spring ball. I feel like most often it's because you want to do a spring ball clip or something.
Yeah, and in this case, where Bonus is deciding to do Dragon and get the plasma instead of going to spring ball, it's definitely much better to be getting those movement items.
Yeah, and Zeb is getting that ice beam. So this is interesting. Maybe he doesn't want to rely on that crystal flash clip. It's also slow. Like CF clip is slow.
You could be planning on actually crystal flash clipping after getting spring ball. Wait, how close is Zeb to done? Hold on. No, he would have to go all the way back down to Kraid.
Wait, what's he crystal flash clipping into after spring ball?
He's crystal flashing to end the game.
Oh.
Yeah, because getting spring ball puts him one away from column 5. I don't think he's going to be beating Dragon. I think he's going for column 3, column 5, row 3. He has ice and does not have speed, so he has that tile. And so spring ball. After spring ball, he just needs to get to Kraid. He's pretty close to the amount of E-tanks he needs as well.
Yeah, does he have 9 right now?
He didn't get Norfair Reserve, so he should have 8.
8, okay.
I think he's going up to Meridia Reserve. He might actually go fight Batoon as well for the extra tank, but I don't think he needs to do that. Kind of surprised he didn't pick up the high jump E-tank, actually. Or maybe he did, and I missed it. Meanwhile, Bonus, also pretty close to done. Just needs that plasma. And then I think he just needs to get back to Kraid and do a Shine Spark.
Alright, well there's another reason, by the way, that Bonus picked up that speed booster.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that he needs it to actually get to Dragon in the first place.
Yeah.
Probably gonna make his life a lot easier than picking up ice. It's a little bit slower, but I think that the difference is made up by having speed, actually. See if you can get this full halfy. Or just the halfy. Nah, doesn't quite have clean wall jumps up the pre-Coliseum. Meanwhile, Zeb doing the gravity jumps. Definitely don't like to see it, but he does need to get up here to get the... You see he does have 1 reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to get up here in order to get that Meridia reserve tank. Hopefully he doesn't go down the wrong sand pit.
Yeah. No, he's going up. I mean, at this point, if you're getting Botswoon E, do you think you just defeat Dragon? Because he's one away for that row.
Probably, honestly. So he defeats Dragon. Well, the thing is, that still might be slower because you have to go all the way over without movement items, and then you have to fight Dragon with what, a bunch of missiles.
Yeah,
And you have to go all the way back. I think it's probably still faster to not fight Dragon. I think he picks up the E-Tank, goes down the sand pit back to Aqueduct, and then goes to the reserve.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Dragon's looking awfully close to dead. For Bonus, I'm worried that he's a little bit too low. Yeah, Bonus doing the smart move here, finishing it off with ammo. I think if he went for a spark, he's probably gonna be in a position to get chain damaged. So he intelligently avoids that.
Yep.
This is a pretty close race, actually, but I think Zeb has the edge. Does need to wait all the way for Spring Ball. But Bonus is the first one to finish one line. Just needs that plasma. Then getting all the way back to Kraid. How many supers does he have?
Bonus? I
Yeah,
don't know.
because he picked up both of them in Rex Shib.
I mean, based
Does
on
he
the
have 15 still?
based on the tracker, he has 15.
I don't know why Zeb didn't just bomb up to the reserve, but that's okay.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
should give him... That's 9 E-Tanks and 2 reserves, so that gives him that column 3, row 2 tile.
looks like 20 plus supers just got marked off, so maybe Bonus does have 20 then.
Yeah, what was the 20th he picked up, though? Did he pick up Aqueduct or Crab Supers? I missed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We need Kip to come back again. Sing for us.
Yeah, there's Zeb going to Spring Ball.
Bonus having a lot of trouble getting up this
Oof.
plasma beam room without a good beam to deal with the enemies.
Yeah.
You really don't want to be struggling this much with how close this race is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Fortunately, Zeb using that X-ray to its advantage didn't get the frame for the for the ice clip, but using that X-ray to lock him into a standing position makes the trick a lot easier.
Bonus has to be a little bit careful here. He's plasma. Yeah, he's fine now, but like these enemies can do a lot of damage. And he's actually sparking up.
Yeah, nice short charge, and the echoes will kill that top pirate.
Yeah, really neat strat there.
So that gives him plasma.
Mhm.
So he just needs to get to Kraid and do a... Well, he'd have to kill Kraid, actually, in order to actually do a Shine Spark. I think Bonus... This is his race, but that's still very close. Zeb, according to the tracker, he needs one more missile. Shoutouts to Kip again. Shoutouts to Zeb, remembering he has Spring Ball this time. Yeah, both runners look pretty far away from Kraid. Actually, need to go all the way through the sewers, I believe, what people call them now. Bonus is definitely further ahead. He has the speed. Zeb has to farm up supers in order to actually Crystal Flash. Yeah, I think, honestly, I think this race just shows the importance of movement items and how much faster they make the game.
Absolutely.
Because I think execution-wise, Zeb has played, I don't want to say significantly better, because it's not like Bonus has been playing badly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Zeb has played a good amount better. But just not having the high jump and the speed just made his movement so much slower. Yeah, Bonus just needs to kill Kraid and do the victory Shine Spark, and it's gonna be a tie for him. Tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that game 3 now.
And there it is. Gets the quick kill. Oh, hold up. 1 second. I'll get it. It's kind of tricky. He has to run off screen. There it is.
And Bonus finishes in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 40:44. Meaning we're going to see a game 3. So absolutely keep an eye out for that whenever it gets scheduled.
Yeah, another game with I would say strong play from both runners. I think Bonus had a little bit better routing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just routing in those movement items, allowing him to move around a lot better. As well as just having solid routing in general, of course, both runners having a strong route through the game. We actually see almost all of the tiles covered by somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, you see that a lot on these really strange cards.
Yeah, but we do see Zeb with the Crystal Flash is going to finish with an official race time. 41:44, exactly a minute behind. And yeah, that's it for game 2.
Yeah, GG. Yeah, really nicely run. You know, cards like this that are really hard to decipher. You know, it's a completely different experience. And we are joined now by the winner of Game 2, Bonus, as well as the winner of Game 1, Zeb. GG's to both of you.
Hey, thank you. GG, Zeb.
Yeah, GG.
So how are you feeling about both of those races?
The first one I felt like I didn't play super well. I definitely should have been more mindful of my power bomb count going throughout. I could have farmed power bombs back up in basement. And I was thinking I was going to do it, and I just forgot. And so I had to farm some crabs after picking up Mama Turtle E. This time I think that So my first thought in this race was top left, bottom right, row 4 in column 5, I think. But I really wanted to avoid that collect 50 out of 75 Norfair missiles. So I was looking for a way to do that, because I was going to have to, like, go through all of Lore Norfair and then come out, and I think I was kind of planning on going down to Norfair and finishing at, like, Speed or Wave or wherever, picking up that last missile. I'm not sure if that would have been faster than picking it up before going down to Lower Norfair, because I would have had to get the 3 Musketeers missiles anyway, I think. I'm not sure if that route would have been faster or not. The 11 E-tanks and reserves was really rough in this card. I think that was the toughest thing for me. It meant that I have to kill Bot Wound. I was actually considering killing Kraid instead, and going back to get Kraid E-Tank and then coming back into Kraid's room. But I figured that would be slower. I was a little disappointed I ended up getting rid of the collect X-ray scope and skip grapple, because that's a pretty free square if I'm already getting X-ray when I did. Yeah, I feel like I played this one pretty well. I think I probably could have chosen a better route, though.
Yeah.
Bonus, what are your thoughts?
As for me, I was panicked in that first card. I don't know how much it showed, but like the first 10 minutes, I was like, what lines am I doing here? Because, there was, I thought it was pretty clear to go wreck ship first with 2 get gravity and not Varia squares.
Yeah.
But then there were 2 plasma squares and 2 spring ball squares, and it's like, well, I don't want to do all of those things, but what can I do that only does 2 of those and also doesn't have to fully explore wreck ship or go to Lower Norfair. I don't know. I was not happy with my decision making in that first one. But as for the second, I felt like I was able to make some good decisions a little earlier, and had a pretty clear path to follow that wasn't too hard. Didn't have to go through Grimstar twice. So I felt pretty good about the routing there.
Yeah, normally when I see these kinds of cards, I kind of try to avoid, or I try to only go to one of either Spring Ball, Dragon, or Lower Norfair, if I can help it. The first card I saw, I could kind of get Spring Ball on the way to Lower Norfair without having to like dip Norfair and then come back to get Spring Ball. So I thought that was fine. But generally that's kind of my thought process, and normally I kind of prefer getting Spring Ball to getting like Plasma Beam, or I think it's a good amount faster normally than doing that. I think that with your choices, you had a lot less collection than I did, though. And I think that that's what it kind of came down to.
Yeah, I had the 75 missiles, but that wasn't that bad. And I don't think I had to go out of my way for any of them.
Yeah.
Just got to pick up everything that was on the path.
Yeah, first race I also lost track of how many missiles I was at, so I was just picking up a bunch of missiles that I think I ended up with like 10 more than I needed, but I was fine. I would rather have that
I
than
believe you had
not have enough.
75 when you picked up the speed missile. You actually didn't need to go to the reserve at all. Or maybe you needed the reserve tank.
Yeah, I needed the reserve, but yeah.
You didn't need to go to speed at all was what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about picking up speed. I wanted the speed farm way. Getting out of GT is a pain. Just bomb jumping out, but it's not that slow. I'm terrible at bomb jumping out of high jump. Without high jump, it's really easy to bomb jump. This time I also actually kind of struggled with a bomb jump at Mama Turtle. It only lost me like, I don't know, 20 seconds or so. So, but yeah, like that's the only reason that I wanted to get the speed booster, basically, was I already figured I wanted the farm. I figured I'm not sure how many missiles I'm at, so I may as well pick up the missile too. And then it's just an easy way out GT.
Yeah, definitely not a bad decision. You were able to get at a screw attack a lot easier, like you said. All right. Any other thoughts, either of y'all, on those 2 races?
I honestly didn't expect to get to a game 3, so I'm excited about that. I guess we'll do that sometime this week.
Yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, this was a good time.
I don't really think I have too much more to add. So.
All right. Glove, you want to close us out?
Absolutely. That's going to be all from us here at Speed Gaming for right now. Be sure to go follow both of these runners. Go follow Zeb316. Go follow Bonus. And if you would be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. We've had Kip doing tracking for this race. I've been Glove, and I've been joined by Derp. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission.